Now to a story breaking overnight. We have a possible turning point in the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff's Department says that a person of interest was detained. Authorities say that person was stopped during a traffic stop south of Tucson Tuesday and taken in for questioning. Hours later, a man saying that he was that individual told reporters that he was the one who had been released from the detention. Goes by the name Carlos. Federal and local authorities searched a home in Rio Rico under a court order. This is about 12 miles from the Mexico border. Now, this comes just after the FBI released images and video of a masked suspect at Nancy Guthrie's front door the night that she vanished. Just chilling video released. So let's talk about it with our expert investigators. Let's bring in private investigator Manuel Gomez and retired NYPD detective Tom Smith. Good morning to you both. I want to start with you, please, Tom, with the video, and then we're going to get to the man who was detained. So let's just focus on the video for now with you both. Tom, tell me, what did you first think when you saw this? Give us your observations, please.
The very first thing I thought of was I didn't feel this was a professional. He walked up just kind of lazily walking around, not really focused on what I think he should have been, you know, as looking at the house the way he did. The camera seemed to surprise him a little bit. He wasn't prepared for it. If you have knowledge of a camera there, that's probably the first thing you're going to try to cover up, not grab a bunch of, you know, bushes and vines to cover up a camera. The gun is in a very strange and awkward position, not really looking too professional with that. And the gloves he has on are too cumbersome to get to that gun if he wanted to use it in any way. But I think, Julie, the other thing is there are many identifiable characteristics of that video of this individual that people are going to know. If someone knows this individual, they're going to know them. The backpack is concerning to me because I want to know what's in it. And we can get into that as well. But it's a concerning video, but it's the beginning of this. There's much more to do.
Yes, I love your analysis, Tom. Manuel, same question to you. Walk us through your observations, please.
Well, when I saw this video, like Tom said, I realized this guy wasn't a professional, and I agree with Tom 100%. I don't think that this guy was the one that had the mental skills to do that ransom note. Okay, clearly, because when you look at him, the way he's walking, carrying, trying to pull weeds to cover the camera, the way he's carrying the gun, clearly this is somebody that's, you know, not as intricate as the one that said the ransom note. The other thing I noticed immediately is when you look at the way he walks like a man who's in his mid-40s to early 50s. So I would say that the guy what we're looking for is between 45 and maybe 53, around there. And then if you look at that archway is anywhere between about 8 feet. So he looks about between 5'10" to about 6 foot. And I would roughly say about that guy looks about 200 pounds. The other thing is the backpack, and that's an indicator right there. That backpack was completely full, which tells me he most likely had rope, he had duct tape, and possibly a way to drag her body like what we use in combat. There's like a body bag where you could put a body on and then pull it along. So he did his homework on that. That's why I believe that backpack was so full.
Yes, yes. Great analysis, Manuel. So you both agree not a professional. So friends at home, we have two very seasoned professionals on the show this morning, not a professional. Okay, so in terms of whether that's good for Nancy Guthrie's safety or bad for her safety, Tom, what would you say?
That's a great question, Julie, because, you know, if you're not a professional, you're going to panic and you're going to overreact to something, and that could be a detriment to Nancy. The time of this is concerning. Professionals have a timeline when it comes to kidnappings. They make the grab, they leave a note or get in contact with someone who's going to deliver a ransom. The ransom's done and the person's released. The longer they hold on to a victim, the more chances that law enforcement can track them down. That's why professionals don't drag on kidnappings. And that's why another reason why I think this is one or maybe more, probably more amateurs that are doing this that got wrapped into something that right now they are completely unable to handle.
Right, Tom. Manuel, let me ask you this. So I was wondering all along if there was going to be something retrieved, however it's retrieved from the software when they say that a camera is removed and disturbed, and, and here this was done. I'm wondering if this was not done yesterday, but just announced yesterday. Do you think, Manuel, this could have been done, days ago, that the FBI has been looking for this character, whoever this person is, but only is letting the public know now? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I want to say kudos and, my accolades to the FBI. Congratulations on the great work done on retrieving that video. Do I believe that it was done yesterday? No, I believe that video was obtained possibly maybe 3 to 4 days ago. All right. And but again, this is a long process. But due to the nature of the visibility of this case and due to the fact that the FBI's relationship forced Google and, the Ring camera system people to be able to produce this video was phenomenal. But like my partner said, I agree with him. This is someone that most likely didn't do it by himself. There's most likely somebody sitting in that car waiting for him. But this is an unprofessional person, and it most likely is someone that they do know.
Gotcha. I have some brand new footage I want to show you both this morning. So our Scripps affiliate in Phoenix, KNXV, got an interview with the man who's going by the name Carlos, who was detained late last night and has been released since. So let's take a listen to what he said.
How would you describe what happened to you?
Terrifying. Something I didn't do for something. I was being like, I felt like I was being kidnapped, bro. They didn't tell me anything at the beginning.
And investigators showed up to this house, or were you the one who was pulled over in the traffic stop?
I was the one that was pulled over at the traffic stop.
Where was that?
Right here on by Chubasco.
Okay, and you were taken into custody at that point?
Yeah.
And you were...
I was being detained.
Detained, okay.
I was detained the whole time.
Okay,
That's
where?
what they told me.
Where were they
At
holding
the back
you?
of a car.
Back of a car.
I ran a car, and then they moved me into a Pima County Sheriff.
Okay, so Tom, your thoughts on the detention and then the release, of course, of this man, Carlos?
Well, here's the interesting thing. The FBI and the court is not going to take it upon themselves just to do this randomly. Okay, the FBI doesn't do that. The FBI plays out a scenario and then acts on it. This was not a tip. This was some sort of information they got specifically about this individual. In order to get a court-ordered search warrant, you need to prove that that individual is maybe involved in this, and the specifics of that search warrant have to be okayed by a judge. So you have to lay out your probable cause to go into that house and start looking around. This was a little bit more than just a traffic stop. This was a target, all right? And we're not gonna know why until maybe later on down the road. But being that you're released doesn't mean completely you're off the hook yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. The investigation is still going to keep playing out.